All right, so my project that I did is called PANTS, which is short for Part Management System, and the idea came from the Taliver guy from Google, and he, gave the idea where to keep track of things like, say you had this huge, IT center and you had to keep track of inventory. You'd be able to just quickly scan a broken wire or something like that and figure out what it is and how many you have left and if you need to order more or something like that. So I figured, okay, I accept the challenge. So what I did is I used a barcode scanning API. It's called Zebra Crossing and ZXing for short. And basically it's this really powerful barcode scanning tool. And you can scan a bunch of barcodes like the QR, which is that square two-dimensional barcode, or a normal UPC code, or a library UPC code, and calculate, they can determine the encoded value within each barcode. And I picked this one because of how powerful it is. For instance, when you have barcodes in different angles, you would want to be able to read it no matter what direction or anything. So you see that's no standard one, that one's smaller, this is the smallest, this one's even skewed and can still pick it up. So if you're going to apply this to a business or company, you want something that would be able to work and you wouldn't have to deal with many problems. And I chose to skew one of them to sort of, I guess, simulate weathering on these tags or whatever that they would plan to attach different components or whatever they're dealing with, to see if, how powerful it is. And I'll show you later how it does a very good job of it. But anyway, so what happens is when you run it, the scanner will pop up, and you would hover the phone over it, over the barcode, and it will pick it up, scan it, and decode the value that's inside of those codes. And once it does that, it'll go through a database and determine if a part or component is found inside. And if it does find it, it will display it on the screen itself, right there. And it comes with the ID that's encoded in the barcode, the name, or the name of the item, and how much is in it. How many of those components you have in inventory. Now the idea is I wanted to be able to connect to a server database and be able to do the queries to the database and get the data from there. But apparently I can't do that, and so I just stuck with creating just a simple manager to just house a bunch of the parts. And if it does find the result of actually whether or not you do find it, if it finds it in the database, it'll have some buttons on the screen to do a web search, so you can search for the name online or whatever if you want to scout for prices or whatever. You can share the contents of the item you found via email or SMS. So if you want to make a request to someone else that handles that, you'll be able to do so. And I guess I'll show you an example. Okay, so you just take the phone, and you can do it right off the screen too. I'll pick it up. And it finds it, and then this is what you'll see. This is what you'd see. So it would have a picture of the barcode you scanned. It would have the search results and the name and the quantity, and you can do a web search, which I won't have to click it now, but it's going to take forever. You can share an email, and you can choose whoever you want to send it to, and then your message. Oh, this goes back. Or you can go ahead and send an SMS, which is the same thing, or do a web search. That's about it.